What is up, everybody? Suburban Legend here, bringing you guys another episode of the top 10 coolest guns in the history of Call of Duty. Today we have number 5, and we're taking it back to the old school with the Call of Duty 4 M16. Not only are we going to talk the M16, but you're going to enjoy a heck of a gameplay here, just an all-out war, a freaking brawl on BOG, playing some domination. I'm sure many of you have played many matches of domination on BOG, back on the old school Call of Duty 4 back in the day, and if you have, you know that this game is going to be an all-out bloodbath. Freaking grenade spam all over B. Constant death, respawning, dying. People playing the objective, actually. I know a lot of you younger people subscribe to me, hear me talk about playing the objective, and you're like, what? Suburban Legend, what's playing the objective? Is that when you quickscope? When you 360 quickscope on B? No, it's not. It's when you actually try and capture flags, and not only you, but your whole team does. The enemy team goes for flags, and it's actually a lot of fun. This is basically the way Call of Duty was meant to be played, actually playing the objective. I recorded this game the other day, and Call of Duty 4 still holds up, honestly. One of the best things about me doing this series is I get to go back and play a lot of the old school Call of Duty games. And of course I compare them to the current, PlayStation 4 Call of Duty Ghosts. And honestly, this game holds up a lot better than most of the other games. I've been playing Modern Warfare 2 this morning, trying to get my my clip for the honorable mention gun at the end of this video. Stick around for that. I do 2 guns in every video, actually. So make sure you don't miss that. Holy 5-piece! That was insane. Yeah. I don't know if that was a 5-piece or a 3-piece or what it was, but I got a lot of points right there. I killed a lot of people. Oh man, this game is fun. But anyways, like I was saying, one of the coolest things about me doing this series is I get to go back and play all these old school games, and a lot of nostalgia brings back a lot of memories, but this game here definitely holds up. I still love playing World at War, but that game is so difficult to even play. It's absolutely hacked to crap. Modern Warfare 2 is hacked and full of quickscopers and noob tubers. It's not, it's not that much fun to go back and play, but this game here, when you can get in a match, there are some hacked matches in this game too, of course. Every old Call of Duty game gets hacked because the community just ruins it. But anyways, this game still holds up when you can actually get into a game. As you can see here, this was one of the most fun games of Call of Duty I've played in months, to be honest with you. So anyways, enough about Call of Duty 4. We're here today to talk about the M16 and why I chose this gun for the coolest gun series. And the reason I did was because this gun here basically epitomizes Call of Duty 4. When you think COD 4, you think of this gun here. I mean, Call of Duty 4 had a lot of awesome guns, but this gun, in my opinion, really, like I said, is the symbol of when you think of Call of Duty 4 guns. It was a little bit overpowered, but nevertheless, it was a cool gun. It was a burst fire gun. It was actually effective, and in my opinion, it was one of the first guns to really start differentiating from the formula of all guns are automatic. We're either going to have more recoil and a higher rate of fire, or a lower rate of fire and less recoil for a more accurate gun. This gun here is a burst fire gun. It was actually effective, and really started, having people go out of their comfort zone and try different guns, different types of fire rates. Not only that, but the red dot sight on this gun looks beautiful, in my opinion. This game here really ushered in the red dot sight as you see it in the current era. Every game nowadays has red dot sights and lasers and scopes, but it really all started with the red dot sight attachment in Call of Duty 4. And the red dot sight, in my opinion, just looks the coolest on the M16. I mean, this gun is awesome. Not only is it definitely overpowered, but, it's fun to use, and it's a cool gun, so it's just cool because it brings back so much nostalgia from the Call of Duty 4 days. But anyways, here we are, just playing some BOG domination. I'm doing everything I can to try and hold down B for a few extra seconds. This is absolutely the way Call of Duty is meant to be played. If you still have Call of Duty 4 and you're bored this week, I urge you to throw this game in. Try and get into a game. You're going to have to be a little bit patient because there's not that many people still playing it. It's tough to get into a lobby with a good connection. There's no host migration in this game. If the host quits, the game just ends, and who's ever winning at that point either gets the win, the loss, or you get a lot of draws when people back out at the beginning of a game. But nevertheless, this was before they came up with host migration. But still, it's a lot of fun, this game. It's a little bit more laggy than the current games are. They've definitely got better with their net coding in current day Call of Duty games. I really noticed that, honestly, playing Modern Warfare 2 this morning for the honorable mention gun at the end of this video. Man, that game, I don't know how I ever played that game. It's dropping so many frames on PS3. And it makes my PS3 sound like a freaking train. It's just chugging along. Sounds like it's going to absolutely just pass out and die on me. But I don't know how I ever really played that game. It's so much lag. It's actually even more laggy than Call of Duty 4 is for me, current day. But anyways, I'm playing the Legend clan, and you can see this Legend Hollywood F350 guy just keeps killing me. I think that's the guy who ends up with like 40 plus kills on the other team. But what I really want you to do is pay attention at the end of this game to the scoreboard when the scoreboard shows up. You can actually see how literally every player on the enemy team, on my team, everyone ends up with like 20, 25, 30 deaths. I think I died 31 times in this gameplay. Of course, I edited a few of them out just to try and speed this along a little bit. Otherwise, it would have been 15 minutes long. But everyone's just playing the objective. Look at this. When's the last time you've seen, two teammates in front of you just training on B? I mean, you never see that in current day Call of Duties. Everyone sits in the back of the map and just hard scopes B, or if you ever do see a teammate on B, chances are he's got a sniper rifle in his hand, his sensitivity's at 75, and he's spinning circles trying to hit trick shots. I mean, that's the reality of the current day Call of Duty. This game, yeah, it had its flaws. Martyrdom sucked. The grenades were a little bit overpowered. But it was a lot of fun because it was just a little bit simpler than the current day Call of Duties. The Call of Duties today, they get so... There's so many features and so many different guns and so many different attachments and, different classes of kill streaks. It's crazy. I think it loses its simplicity of just being a shooter, and it turns into more of a class-generating game. And it's more like a role-playing game almost, where you create your soldier and you do different things. And this game here was just so simple. You didn't have to worry about kill streaks. Everyone had the same kill streak. You could pick your gun, you had a few different attachments to choose, and you just played. I mean, this game was so simple, people just played it. But as you can see here, finally I grabbed A. They had us triple cap for a while at the end there. I was getting a little bit worried, but damn, they put a good comeback up. I mean, they get up to 186 here, and we end up just pulling out the victory. But this was a great game. The enemy team just rallied and started charging B, and ended up triple capping us at the end. And just a lot of fun. 200 to 190. I go 35 and 31. Look at all those scores. Everyone dies like 20, 25, 30 times. The guy on my team that ended up winning, as far as score, 37 deaths. Look at that. That is absolutely insane. But anyways, now we're moving on to the honorable mention for number 5. And we have the Akimbo 1887s from Modern Warfare 2. These things were freaking badass. They were extremely overpowered initially, and thankfully they patched them to lessen the damage a little bit. But these are still cool guns just because it's got that Terminator 2 Arnold Schwarzenegger feel, the way he reloads, the way he pulls the guns out. I mean, these things are just cool to play around with. The single 1887, still pretty cool, but not as fun as the Akimbo, the dual wield. I mean, these things were... I mean, honestly, can you deny that these were one of the coolest guns in Call of Duty history, the Akimbo 1887s? There's no possible way you can deny it. Just running around with these things. The reload animation, like I said, it's cool. And they're an old school gun. They're from 1887, I'm assuming is probably why they're named that. They're old school shotguns, but they're pretty sweet. So that's why I had to at least throw these in here. I couldn't get a full gameplay, so I decided to make this one of my honorable mention guns. But yeah, these are cool, and we'll end it off with a little clip of a quickscoper getting his ass kicked. Die, quickscoper. Anyways, that's been number 5. We'll see you next time.